Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Sports Performance and Mindset Reset, first one of the year. And today is our third, we're still in our third phase. We're on day 3, which is going to be our strength day. So we're going to start off with our strength workout to start off the year, which is a good way to start. And we're going to do 3 rounds, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We do need at least 1 set of dumbbells. We are going to be doing a lot of pressing today. So I do recommend having, again, a lighter and a heavier set. So that way, like as we go through each round, we can grab a lighter set of dumbbells as our form starts to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our demos here. And we're going to start off with some squat to press. And so we're going to take our dumbbells here. I'm going to hold them right at our shoulders. Can you see me okay? Right at the shoulders. We're going to keep our feet hip width apart here. We're going to squat down as we stand up, pressing overhead. So coming down, back up, and so on and so forth. So that's our first movement. And then our second movement here, we're going to do alternating dumbbell snatches. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with that dumbbell in between our feet. So we only need 1 dumbbell at this point. Feet hip width apart, we're going to squat down, grab the dumbbell, drive the elbow up, straight overhead and back down. And then the other one, again, driving straight up. So that elbow, we got a plane of glass at our shoulders. We're going to break that glass and then follow through. So that's our second movement. The next 2 are going to be the same. We're just going to do all on one side and then all on the other. And I would say right and left, but we're using both. So it's confusing. So I'm going to start off, we're going to do a reverse lunge with a press at the top. So we're going to have our dumbbell at our shoulder. The hand that is holding the dumbbell, that leg is stepping back. So when we're in our lunge, the weight is on the opposite side of the front foot. Okay, so it's in my right hand. I step back with my right, my left is in front, and then I press as I stand up. Down and up, just like a squat to press. It's just going to be the opposite sides. So once we do all on one side, again, all on the other side. So stepping back, because now it's in my left hand, stepping back with my left foot. So that is going to be all of those movements. And then finally, the thing we're going to end with, we're going to do some dead bugs here, okay? So since it is a strength day, we're going to do a core assist. So what that means, we're going to hold our dumbbells in the air, right above those shoulders, knees above the hips. We're going to extend out, exhale, come back, extend out, and exhale and come back. So that is going to be our full workout for the day. So we can go ahead and get started with our warm up. We're going to go ahead and be on our hands and knees. And we're going to do some quad rocks with that adductor stretch here. So we're going to open up our hips and our legs for all of our lunges and squats today. So I'm going to start with my right foot straight out to the side, keeping that pinky toe on the ground. Keep that back nice and flat. We're going to inhale, rock back, and exhale, coming up. We're going to do that a few times on each side. We can hold at the bottom for as long as we need to. If we need to, a little bit longer for a deeper stretch because we're really tight this morning. Probably a good idea, especially since it's the first thing in the morning. Let's go ahead and make this next one our last one. Awesome. Once we finish that last one, we can go ahead and switch over to the other side. So knees are going to be hip width apart. Our left leg out to the side, rocking back, glute to the heel, keeping that pinky toe on the ground. Breathing into any tightness this morning. Great job. And one more. Awesome. All right, last thing we're going to do a little bit of plank to pike, get our shoulders nice and warmed up. So hands underneath those shoulders, going back into our plank position on the hands and toes, keeping that core nice and tight. We're going to exhale, pushing up. We can even start to pedal those heels, stretch out our calves. There are a lot of squats coming up today. And back down. And back up into our pike. And back down. And last one, pushing up. And let's go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet. And even hang out here at the top, get a little extra hamstring stretch. Let's go ahead and stand on up. And we are ready to rock and roll. So 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, starting with squat to press. We're gonna get ready here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we got our dumbbells at our shoulders. We are going to squat down and push the ground away, come back up. Want to try and make it as continuous as we can. Going down as far as we can in our squat without disrupting our forms. The back is going to stay nice and flat. We're going to squat down, keeping everything nice and straight as we stand up, pushing the ground away from us. So really focus on driving through the heel, big toe, little toe. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. For the rest of the next few movements, we only need one dumbbell. So we can go ahead and get rid of the other one. We have our alternating snatches for this one. So we're going to have that dumbbell in between our legs, or sorry, in between our feet more so. 3, 2, 1. So we're squat down, drive up. So that elbow comes up until our arm is straight above our head. We want to stay nice and loose, holding onto the dumbbell. We don't need to grip it super tight, but we do want to make sure that we do have a good hold on it, but we're not hurting our hands. So we're powering through, heel, big toe, little toe, drive up. Those legs are going to help the arms. So we don't want to fully use our arms to drive the weight up. We want to use those legs to help our arms since they are a little bit stronger. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. Next up, we have reverse lunge into a press. So we're going to go ahead and get ready for that. Again, if you're holding it in your right hand, your right leg steps back. 3, 2, 1. So stepping back with the right foot, pressing up with the right hand. So making sure, again, legs are helping our arms just like with squat to press. Controlling the way up. Exhale as we step up. Great job. Really also, I know I can feel myself doing it. Really important since we only have one hand loaded, we don't want that shoulder to dip. So focus on staying nice and tall and even in those shoulders. It helps too if you want to stick your arm out to the side. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do that same thing on the other side. And then we're gonna go ahead and do our dead bugs. And we only have 2 more rounds to go. This is flying by today. All right, dumbbell in the left hand, left leg moving back. 3, 2, 1. So step back. Really important to make sure that our foot is stepping directly behind our hip. If it steps directly behind our other foot, we're gonna be walking on a tightrope. It's gonna be a lot harder. So we're stepping back and then coming up. So from this angle, that knee still over that front toe, chest above the arch of the front foot, pushing off, heel, big toe, little toe. It's gonna help us engage those glutes. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we're gonna lay on the ground on our backs for some dead bugs. 3, 2, 1. So we have our arms above our head to help us engage that core with those dumbbells. Knees are right above the hips. Exhaling as we come back in. And the breathing tempo down is going to help us use the core properly, pushing that belly button into the ground. Want to make sure we're feeling it in our core and not our hips, which it sometimes happens when we're tightening our quads. 3, 2, 1. All right, round 1 is done. We got 2 more to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready for our squats and presses. I'm gonna grab a sip of water while we're here. And there goes my timer. Awesome. All right. 3, 2, 1, we're going. We got squats and presses. So dumbbells at the shoulders, squatting down and pressing up. So coming down. If you can see from this angle, my inside part of my knee is right above my second toe, but I'm not pushing my legs out. That's gonna actually make it a little bit harder, and it's gonna hurt the hips a little more. But if we just let those knees fall out and stay nice and loose in the hips, it's gonna feel a lot better. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have our alternating dumbbell snatches. I'm gonna use those legs. Lots of squats and pressing today. Probably 3, 2, 1. Might not have been a great idea because I just did quads and delts literally right before this. Already feeling it. So drive through, heel, big toe, little toe. Really important. If you notice me right now, it's just at the bottom of my squat. If my hips are up here, we're gonna start to use the low back instead of our legs because we tend to get tired, right? But then we're gonna start pulling with our back, and that's gonna leave ourselves open to injury. It's really important that we squat down low enough, push to the ground. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have reverse lunge into a press. I'm gonna do that. Dumbbell on the right hand, stepping back with the right leg. 3, 2, 1. So step back. Again, it helps if you do have your arm out to help as you press up to have those shoulders nice and level. Because if they're not level, we're gonna start dipping over, and then that means we're gonna use momentum and instead of our muscles, which is never a bad idea to move through a little bit slower to make sure we're controlling the weight on the way down and on the way up, engaging those muscles, really working on our strength. 3, 2, 1. All right. We had a little bit of shoulder workout holding our arm out like that. It's actually not a bad thing. All right, next up, we have same thing on the opposite side. We're gonna hold the dumbbell in the left hand, stepping back with the left leg. 3, 2, 1. We're getting ready. Stepping back. Almost fell over on that one. But that front knee is coming outside that second toe, just as if we were squatting. It's the same form as a squat, just with one leg. That's why lunges and squats, I see the same things for them every time, because it's the same movement, just one leg at a time instead of 2 legs. Did I press? I don't remember. 3, 2, 1. All right. Getting on the ground, we got one more round of dead bugs. And then we're gonna go through this one more time. And then we're gonna go ahead and cool down and do our mindset reset. 3, 2, 1. So knees above the hips, hands with our dumbbells above the shoulders. What I was starting to say last time was that if we're feeling in our hips, I know sometimes what happens is like we tend to tighten up our quads while we're pulling in, and that's going to make them feel a little bit tired. We really want to have no tension in the legs. So really, if your quads are feeling tight right now, just relax them. 3, 2, 1. I want to relax those quads and pull with our stomach. All right. We got one more round to go. We're gonna stand on up. Last round, we're gonna start off with our squat to press. And then we're gonna get into our mindset reset. Oh, we're going. I wasn't looking, sorry. 3, 2, 1, go. Real quick countdown. Keeping those knees outside. But like I said last time, we're not forcing those knees open, because if I were to force my knees open, I would only be able to go down this far. But if we just let the knees open as we fall down, as we squat down, it's gonna help us, again, feel a little bit better in those squats and take a lot of that tension off of the hips. Because I know I used to do that and my hips were always hurting, but now they don't. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got alternating snatches next. This room is so dry in the mornings. All right, alternating snatches. Three, 2, 1. So down, elbow up, and back down. So same thing with our regular squat form. We're driving through the heel, big toe, little toe, pushing the ground away from us, and that's going to help us with that explosiveness, which is important for all sports. Why I love doing movements like this for sports performance. Great job. A few more of these, and then we've got our lunges, and then dead bugs. Oh, we're done, sorry. I swear I was paying attention. I haven't been that bad about forgetting about the time in a long time. I guess that's what happens when we take a little bit of time off. All right, reverse lunges here. 3, 2, 1. In the right hand, left arm out, stepping back with our right leg. Because this way the weight is on the opposite side of the leg that we're using, which I like that because it works the outside part of our legs a little bit more. If we were to do it with the same side, it would feel a little bit different than if we do it on this side. So maybe next week we'll switch it up and do the other side. Oops. Almost fell over there. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna do that same thing on the other side. And we'll go ahead and do our dead bugs. And then we're gonna do our mindset reset while we cool down. 3, 2, 1. Stepping back, pushing right away, coming up. Great job. Oh, I forgot my arm. My arm bar helps with balance. The other thing that's going to help with balance is keeping that core nice and tight, which is always necessary for lunges, squats, deadlifts, anything like that, because we need our spine to stay nice and straight. And if our core is not tight, our back is not going to be where it needs to be. 3, 2, 1. I totally didn't press those last 2. Whoops. I think I'm a little out of it from my migraine yesterday. Okay. Next up, we have our dead bugs. And then we're going to be done for the morning. 3, 2, 1. One leg at a time. Keep those quads nice and loose. Don't want to be tensing through any part of our body except for our core. So that's how we know if we're doing this movement with just our core or with other muscles, is if we feel our legs tense up. Great job. We got a few more seconds left. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to be it for our sports performance part of the class. So we're gonna go ahead, get a sip of water if you need it. And we're gonna go ahead and stay on our backs here. And we're gonna stretch out our hips a little bit with our Piriformis stretch. So we're gonna go ahead and take left ankle, right ankle above left knee. That feels good, go ahead and stay there. If you need a little bit of extra tension, interlace those fingers, grab either behind the knee or in front of the shin and pull that knee towards the chest. And as we're stretching here, I want us to start to focus on the body, noticing any tight parts, any tension you feel. We're going to breathe into those tight spots today. Picture those muscles relaxing and any tight areas you have. Breathe into them. One more deep breath here. Let's go ahead and gently release, bringing that left foot to the ground. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left ankle above right knee. And if that feels good, go ahead and stay there. If you need a little bit extra tension, interlace those fingers, grab behind the knee or in front of the shin, pulling towards the chest. Same thing, really breathing into the tight areas. And we're gonna do one more deep breath. You can gently release that foot back to the ground. And from here, if you would like, feel free to flip on over to your hands and knees, or take those knees a little wider than hip width, walk walk our hands out, forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground for some child's pose. Or you can lay on your back like I am, because I need to talk and I cannot talk while my face is on the ground. So we're gonna do a little bit of child's pose here. And as we all know, I love to do this. We're gonna do nice big deep breaths in through the nose, into the belly. And exhaling through the mouth. We're gonna take longer exhales than our inhales, letting our body calm down, get into that rest and digest. And as we're starting to breathe and bring that calmness to our bodies, now is a great time to really focus on the year ahead. It is Friday of the first week of January. And we maybe told ourselves last week we're going to do things this week, and maybe we've done nothing. We've done none of that. Maybe we've done all of it. Maybe we've done some of it, right? We can be in either one of those boats. And I want us to really think to things we wanted to accomplish last year. And so think about maybe 1, 2, 3 goals you've had for yourself that you set in, January of 2021. And with those goals in mind, we can think about what we accomplished, what we maybe fell short with. And as we're thinking about that, think, why were we successful? What did we do all year or up until we reached that goal? Like, what did we do to help us with that to be successful? Like, what did we do? And then we think to those things that maybe we didn't succeed in. Same thing. Why were we not successful? What didn't we do to help us get there? And Now that we've maybe thought of a few of those things, maybe we have at least one thing we did well, one thing we didn't do so well. I want us to now think ahead to this year. We're in 2022. We've set some new goals, new intentions for the year. Let's, since we've now reflected on what went well, what didn't go well, we can apply those things that we did really well to those goals we have now. And the goals that we weren't as successful with, and we figured out now why we weren't, we can then apply those things to our goals as well to help us be even more successful throughout this year. It's really important to think about these things so we can plan intentfully, and we can also show up every day with intent because we know what we want to do. We know our goal. We know how to get there. So we're going to really focus on those things every day, every month, until the end of the year when we've, now we're 365% better than we were when we started. So now that we have a few things that we've thought about, a few action items maybe, we're going to internalize those. And as soon as we're done, I want everyone to go write those things down so we don't forget them. And write it maybe on a sticky note so we can see it every day, so we can really know what we need to do every single day to get to where we want to be. And we're going to go ahead and do one more deep breath here. Really let that relaxation come over you. Exhaling all the negative thoughts, all the stress. Exhaling all of that. And if you are ready, you are more than welcome to stay on the ground, or you can return to seated, kneeling, standing. That is going to be all the time I have for this morning. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you now feel refreshed and you know what you need to do to get to your goals this year. So very excited for all of us to really be better in 2022. We do have one more class today. We've got Functional Fitness Friday and Guided Breathing with Quinn. So definitely join him there. And we'll resume all of our classes next week. We do also have a new challenge that we're doing, a New Year's challenge that we're going to do on Slack like we did for 10 Days of Fitness. We're going to be announcing all of that on Monday. So keep an eye out on Slack, keep an eye out in the newsletter, all of that fun stuff. And I hope everyone enjoys their weekend, and I'll see y'all next week.